Hey, I'm always dancing to Damaris's music. Kind of like do the cha-cha to it. What's Boomerang Bish? Hey, Miss Justice. You're good, honey. Hey, Patty. Yes, I kind of came on a little bit earlier than what I was going to. It's rainy outside here. It's really nasty. And we're, of course, you guys know how I am. We're going to be talking about a few things today. And I will have a moment where I'm just going to let you guys ask me anything you want to ask me about whatever. And we'll see if I can answer it for you. But y'all know I have my opinions about things. So welcome to my channel where I commentate. If you get a little education, that's a thumbs up. Trigger warning where needed. Trigger warning where needed. Commentate if you get a little education. Thumbs up. Did I already say that? And opinions and theories with no repercussions. We do try to abide by that over here, but we're only human, as I say. I am a human. I always have to check the box that I am not a robot, which sucks. When you're trying to look at something and they're like, you have to verify that you're not a robot. I'm like, I ain't a freaking robot. Not at all. Oh. Hold on, I need to put my face cream on. I forgot. Let me put my face cream on real quick. So, today I want to talk about the 3 friends that passed away in Kansas City. Something's up with that. How do 3 people pass away in somebody's backyard and are left there? Don't make no sense to me. If I ever come to your house to watch a football game and I go outside in freezing temperatures, you better come get me. That's all I'm saying. You best come get me. So anyhow, I'll go ahead and get started. I don't know. Some people may not be really interested in this, but I am, because something's fishy, Texaholic. I'm telling you, something is fishy with this. Just like the woman, and I haven't finished covering that either. The woman who was found in the garage. None of that made any sense. Okay? Remember the rapper guy did it? I think his name was Viper. Viper did it. Allegedly. Allegedly. You know, because I try to say if it's in my opinion. If it's alleged, I try to say it. Hearsay, I try to say it. You know, I'm not too much of a fibber. Look, this is the type of person I am. I can't lie. I am not a good liar. at all. I am not a good liar. It's not in my DNA. Well, this is what's interesting. Okay. So let me pull this up. Okay. First, I'm going to read this to you because I didn't pull up, I did not pull up any YouTube stuff. Okay. So this is all on me. I didn't pull up anybody else's content, except for the newspaper stuff. Yes, it's not in my metabolism. It's not. Which one do I want to go with first? Okay, first, I want to talk about the temperatures. Okay. Now, the game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins, the temperatures were so cold, you guys. So the temperatures were -4 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind chills were 27, -27. That's freaking cold. They had 69 calls from inside the stadium and from the parking lot, with half of them hypothermia related. So it was freaking cold. It was freaking cold. I don't know. Well, I guess football fans go to football games when it's that cold. But very weird. So let's whip on over to here. Okay. So the investigation continues after 3 bodies were found behind a home in Kansas City's Northland. And for the first time, the attorney for the man who lives at the home is speaking. Kansas City police says 3 men were found after a woman, now listen, okay? After a woman went searching for her fiance on Tuesday, January 9th, right? Get off there, Joanne Fabrics. Even though I like you. I like Joanne Fabrics. That's where I get my granddaughter's furry stuff to do her thing. Okay. So she went searching for her fiance on Tuesday, January 9th. The woman called police reporting a body at the home on North Overland Drive. So let me say this. For there to be maybe one unalive person, maybe it would have been looked a little bit different. But we're talking about 3. And we're talking about 3 grown men. Okay? Now, bear with me. So, R.I.P. 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 36-year-old Clayton McGinney, and 37-year-old David Harrington. When they investigated these unalivings, they said that they felt there was no indication of foul play. Now, I'm sorry, but like I said, maybe one person being out in the cold, but 3 in the dude's backyard. Okay, let me go on. So, Harrington's mother, which he was 37. Now, we're talking about adult men here. We're not talking about young men you know, in their 20s, going to a party and everybody getting wasted and things happen. So Harrington's mother, which would be 37-year-old David Harrington, rest in peace, sir, said he was just over at the house to watch the Kansas City Chiefs game. And she wants answers and for the people held responsible to be accountable. Now, the man who lived there's attorney said that the man living at the house was close friends with the 3 friends that were found in his backyard, but he had nothing to do with their passing. He had no knowledge that they remained in his backyard or that they needed medical attention. But they were there for more than a day. What's up, Sassy? Sassy Ann, I should say. I mean, really? Really? Sounds kind of like a mystery to me. He said that Willis, of course, who lived at the home, does not know the timing, manner of their deaths, or when they left his house. Well, where was he when they obviously went into the backyard? So according to Willis's lawyer, the last time he saw the men were when they left the house and he went to bed. Hey, Rapunzel. So he went to bed. The lawyer said prior to being contacted by the Kansas City police that Willis did not receive any phone calls or text messages from family or friends of the victim. So this dude is saying, hey, these 3 guys were out in my backyard with temperatures that were bitterly, bitterly cold. And I didn't know they were back there, but I believe their cars were in the driveway. So did old boy get so messed up that that he was kind of out of it for a few days? I don't know. Let me read on. So, according to the lawyer, 2 of the victims' cars were parked on the street and none were parked in the driveway. And that Willis, who lived at the home, did not notice them. So, those are your friends, and you didn't notice that their cars were out there. But remember, it was just 2 of the victims' cars. So I could probably, you know, understand if he was like, you know, there was 3 of them and me, and, you know, I just assumed that they all got in the same car and left together. I don't know. I'm just saying. So the lawyer said the wife of one of the victims tried to reach out to Willis on Facebook Messenger, but he didn't see the message until after being contacted by the Kansas City Police Department. According to the lawyer, 2 of the victims' cars were parked out on the street, not in the driveway. It would not be unusual for his friends to have left their cars there overnight. So Willis is saying, oh, there's a thing called Uber. Maybe they Ubered it, right? Did I say hi, Rapunzel? Hi, Rapunzel. So When the police arrived at Willis's home, he allowed them inside and voluntarily consented to a search. As of Sunday, January 21st, Kansas City Police Department is still waiting on the results from the medical examiners to determine a cause of death. It could be weeks before they get the results from an autopsy or other test. Willis is not facing charges in this case. Okay? So, I want to pop over here. And this is Ickadmel. Just to let you guys know, Ickadmel is a YouTuber. You guys might have heard of Ickadmel because of the Kylie Rodney stuff. And that other girl. Anyhow, Ryan Upchurch spoke about Ickadmel. I'm not going to show his content. I just wanted to read this press release that he had, and I couldn't figure out where he got it to pull it up on my own, right? Okay, Patty, for sure. So, a press release from John Anthony Paserno, who is lawyers for Mr. Willis, says, on behalf of Jordan Willis, I am issuing the press release in hopes of setting the record straight regarding the tragic passing away of 3 close friends. Jordan had absolutely nothing to do with their passing. He does not know the timing or manner of their passings, nor does he know how or when they exited his house. So, he does not know how or when they exited his house? He had no knowledge that they remained in his backyard or that they needed medical attention. Had he known, he certainly would have called for help. The last time he saw them was when they left his house and he went to bed. Now, wait. That's kind of contradictory there, isn't it? Let me read that again. He does not know the timing or manner of their passings, nor does he know how or when they exited his house. Remember that. That's a red flag right there, Mr. Lawyer. I mean, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Paserno, I should say. You are saying that he had no knowledge of how or when they exited his house, but yet you say the last time he saw them was when they left his house and he went to bed. Someone make that make sense to me, please. Hey, Karen with the C. Karen with the C. Okay. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Mr. Lawyer. I'm sorry, Mr. Lawyer. That makes no sense to remain calm. How can you not know how or when they exited your house, but the last time you saw them was when they left the house? Help me. Somebody help me. Remain calm is very confused. And you guys know what happens when I get confused. Okay? I'm very confused. So, prior to being contacted by police, he did not receive any phone calls or text messages from friends or family members of the deceased. No, maybe you didn't find Sir Mr. Willis, but I just read where they were trying to message you on the Facebook. What's up, Lisa Kleckner? Right? Make it make sense, y'all. Okay. 2 people came to his home However, he did not hear them as he sleeps with earbuds in a loud fan. Sorry, I didn't hear anybody. I had in earbuds. Is that comfortable to sleep with earbuds in? What's up, Patty? What's up, Beezy? I don't think I would sleep with earbuds in. I don't know. I'm weird though. I'm a weirdo. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Anywho's, moving on. So, all right. So he had earbuds in and a loud fan. So let's not just say I had earbuds in or that I had a loud fan. Let's put them both together. Because if you put the earbuds and the loud fan in, that is even makes it right. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. I'm just saying. So, one of those people, the wife of one of the decedents, tried to reach him via Facebook Messenger. Unfortunately, he did not see this message until after the police came. Two of his friends parked the car on the street. There was no cars parked in the driveway. Jordan did not notice the cars in the street. However, it would not be unusual for his friends to have left their cars there overnight. When the police arrived, he allowed them in the house, told them all he knew, voluntarily consented to a search of his home. The police did not suspect any foul play, and they are not investigating the passings as a homicide. Jordan is unaware how his friends passed away. Like the rest of us, Jordan is anxiously awaiting the results of the autopsy and toxicology report. On behalf of Jordan and his family, they wish to express their deepest sympathies to the friends and family members of these young men, and our thoughts and prayers are with them. Like I said, y'all, temperatures were -4 degrees with -27-degree wind chill factor. In those conditions, it probably wouldn't take very long for something to happen, right? Now, this is what I find interesting. Attorney, fifth person at the Kansas City home where 3 friends were found passed away. Okay, so we know 2 weeks ago, 3 men passed away in the backyard of a friend where they went to watch a football game. Now, let me tell you guys something. Dude moved out of his house. Dude was like, I'm moving. I think he was only renting the home. I don't think he owned the home. But family members of these 3 gentlemen are not buying your story, man, at all. So, they're talking fishy things going on. Again, the victims were 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 36-year-old Clayton McGinney, and 37-year-old David Harrington. Now, this is what This is a picture of the house. Now look, the backyard is fenced in. We're talking about 3 grown men. 3 grown men. How do 3 grown men walk what in the hell were they even doing in the backyard? Why would they have went out to the backyard? Absolutely. If these 3 men were underdressed, I mean, the coroner really hasn't released a lot of information. We're talking 3 grown men. Like I said, if they were younger, more immature, sure, I can see them drinking quite a bit and going out to the backyard and, "Hey, Derek," and, I mean, come on, y'all. Come on. So, yes, he is moving away from that home. Now, his lawyer says there was a 5th person at the house with Mr. Willis and the 3 victims that night. Willis says he went to sleep while the 4 men were still up hanging out in the house. Now, I mean, if he was a lifelong friend of theirs and they had been over there partying before, right? Then, you know, I can see him going to bed, leaving them there to hang out, you know, for sure. This news piece of information is part of the reason why the families are frustrated. 2 more weeks later, and the families haven't even got the full story. So now all of a sudden, they're finding out that there was a 5th person there. Why did it take so long for them to find that out? Just the thought of him passing away and them sitting outside in the cold for 2 days. 2 days is extremely devastating. The whole family is messed up. He was such a good person, says the cousin of Clayton McGinney. So, what happened? When did it happen? And how did it happen? In most cases, you want to know the who, what, when, where, and how, right? Who, what, when, where, and how. Okay. It was sudden and unexplainable. The families are trying to understand what the F happened. You have 3 friends who are found unalive in their friend's backyard 2 days later. 2 days, y'all. Not an hour, not 6 hours, not 12 hours. 2 days. So for 2 days, oh boy, Mr. Willis didn't look in his backyard. And even letting the dogs out, he didn't, even if he let the dogs out front and didn't let them out back, you would have thought he would have seen the cars. And after 2 days, been like, "Hey, bud, your cars are still out there. You gonna come and get them? What's up, Poppy? What's up, Poppy?" So, make it make sense. The story has a lot of holes in it. Absolutely. Like last time he saw them, they were leaving the house. But now, wait. See, this is confusing. He saw them leave the house. Well, Mr. Willis, did you see them leave out the back door? Or did you see them leave out the front door? Or did you open the garage door and let them out that way? I'm very confused, Mr. Willis. If you want to talk to remain calm. No, I don't want to talk to you. Let me tell you why, Mr. Willis. Because even though law enforcement says we don't think there was foul play, I don't know. I kind of have to still think that maybe you're a suspect and I don't talk to suspects. Anywho. Okay. So, the story has a lot of holes in it. But he didn't know they left. That doesn't make sense. Thank you, Miss News Reporter. It doesn't make sense to me either. I don't think, Sassy Ann, it was necessarily the amount of snow. It was the temperatures. It was 4 degrees. It was, oh, I'm sorry, -4 with a minus 27 wind chill factor. May. Oh, May, thank you for coming back. I missed you, May. I really did. I missed me some May. I sure did. Okay, so the lawyer for Willis said the last time he saw the 3 men was when they left the house and he went to bed. So they left the house and he went to bed. What the heck does that mean? Right? What the heck does that mean? Well, the lawyer was like, well, he doesn't necessarily have to let his dogs out in the backyard to go to the bathroom, right? But then again, if you let him out front to go to the bathroom, and I'm not saying the man didn't, okay? I am not saying they froze. They froze from what we know, we Scottish mom. Or Poppy. I'm sorry, Poppy. Poppy. I like Poppy. Did you know that, Poppy? I like Poppy. Well, no, I don't. Wait, I'm confusing myself. Okay. I like Poppy, but I don't like what they do with Poppy. How's that? I don't like how Poppy's treated. How about that? Trying to figure out if they were under. No, Sassy Ann, from my understanding. But the story's just now coming out. So we'll learn more as it goes on. We will learn more as it goes on. So, okay. So Mr. Willis kept changing the story. Now he says he went to sleep while the 3 individuals hung out with the 5th person that allegedly was in the home. So he says when he would have people over at his house, yes, sometimes as people, they get tired. There are people that are very close to you. You feel comfortable going to bed and allowing them to leave when they want to leave. And that's what I said earlier, y'all, right? That's what I said earlier, that, you hang out with people, they come to your house. It's like, dude, I'm going to bed. Freaking hang out, do whatever you want. So basically, that's what this guy is saying. And I have to say alleged. I cannot say that Mr. Willis did anything because I don't know. I wasn't there. Because if I was there, I don't think I would have let my friends go out the back door when I knew that their cars were out the front door. And why? If it was that cold, wouldn't those friends have went right back in the back door and back in the house? You know? Good for you, wee Scottish mom. I'm glad for you. So, okay. So, he told his lawyer that he never left the house. Once he got back home on Sunday, that's why he didn't notice the victims, because the cars were still there. I got a fog advisory. A fog advisory. Hey, Jessica. So, anywho, okay. So, anyhow, okay. So, but he said he never left the house. But once he got back home on Sunday, Willis never left his home. Once he got back home Sunday. Okay, so, Lord. That's why he didn't notice that the victims' cars were still there. He also claims that he didn't hear anyone banging on the door for over 2 days, nor did he hear Mr. McGinney's fiance break in and scream his names. But minutes later, he heard the police knock on the door. What? Where's my ruler? What? So, you didn't hear a female, and let me tell you, females can make some noise. You didn't hear a female banging on the door. She breaks in and screams your name, and then she calls police, but you heard the police knock on the door. Willis, 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 you got some explaining to do. You got some explaining to do. It's, Poppy, it's so confusing. Hey, Nada, it's confusing, right? So, dude knew they left. Oh, I'm sorry, Nada. I'm sorry to hear that. So, dude knew they left. That's right, Sassy Ann. What you talking about, Willis? It's confusing. It's confusing, Poppy. I'm gonna kind of go over it again here in just a second, because this ain't making no sense. It don't make no sense. He said, none of us know what happened to these individuals. I think the most important thing to remember here, these are his 3 buddies. Okay. But you knew they left, but then you didn't know they left. Oh, Nada, you gonna watch me on TV? Are you gonna make me a television star? That is so sweet of you. You'll have to look at this big, ugly mug on your TV. I feel bad for you. But thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I do feel bad for you, Nada. I hope you feel better, girl. Oh, Poppy. Could you see me as a movie star? Especially on fight scenes? Oh, you do, Karen? That's so sweet. I mean, I could probably be a movie star. I'd be like, what do you mean, mister? What do you mean? What do you mean that you left your friends out in the cold? What do you mean you seen them leave, but you didn't see them leave? How is that possible? I could play a lawyer on TV. How is that possible, Mr. Willis? Please explain to the jury how that's possible, Mr. Willis. Okay. Hey, Katie Ann. So, dude moved out of the house. I would move too, okay? I would move too. I couldn't stay somewhere where I knew that something like that happened. So the family wants justice, you guys, and I can see, right? Oh yeah, Poppy, go ahead. Make my day. Go ahead and make my day. Okay, so dude moved out of the house, and the family wants accountability. And I don't blame them, y'all. Hey, Lisa Kleckner again. I would want accountability too, right? Any of us would want accountability because they were at his house. 3 people are no longer with us. So even if law enforcement does not, if law enforcement, I'll put it this way, if law enforcement does not make this individual take accountability, the family can, of course, go through a court of law and make him accountable in some way, right? May. The mad scientist knows exactly what happened. That's right, May. I'm glad you mentioned that. There was a scientist there. Kansas City police are still waiting on the results. Of course, it does take time to get medical examiner, you know, autopsy results. They do trigger warning. They will take some skin and blood and other things like that. Since the beginning of the investigation, Kansas City Police Department has kept the Plott County prosecutors up to speed on the process. Mr. Willis is not being charged. So let me go back here just a second. So, Mr. Willis is saying he didn't have nothing to do with it. He does not know the timing or the manner, nor does he know, listen to this again, nor does he know when they exited his house, which means he's saying he don't know when they left. He had no knowledge that they were in the backyard or that they needed medical attention. Had he known, he would have called for help. But then he says the last time he saw them was when he left the house. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. I don't know when they exited the house, but the last time I saw them is when they left the house. Exited and left mean the same thing, Mr. Attorney. Are you trying to use fancy words on us? Do you think some of us just aren't smart enough to know that exited and left maybe are the same thing? I don't know. I'm just asking. The owner's attorney, his death penalty qualified and has been at conferences. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Hang on, I gotta go over to my YouTube real quick. So, okay. Hang on, Chai. Gurno is the owner's attorney. What do you mean the owner's attorney, Chai? What do you mean the owner's attorney? The owner of what? The owner of what? You lost me, Chai. You lost me. Yeah, he's yes. Yes, Chai. He is the attorney for the homeowner. But there were allegedly 5 guys. I think people are blatantly committing crimes. I think they forget about technology and how much the police can tell the whole world is crazy. Did you not say it was a rental? Oh, okay, Chai, I got you. So he's the attorney for the homeowner. Thank you. Now I got it. Thanks. Sorry, it took me a minute to catch on, Chai. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. But we are talking about -4 degrees with minus 27 degree Fahrenheit. So if they were intoxicated and they went out in the backyard, and they weren't dressed properly, absolutely, it could have happened very quickly. But I don't understand if 3 grown adult men went out the back door and got cold, why wouldn't they have banged on the door and stuff to get back in? Right? I mean, y'all, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't to me. There were many, I mean, officers were called to Arrowhead Stadium because it was so cold, and people, I don't know, Karen with a C. I pulled up the picture of the house, but I don't think they've said, drunk or not, they wouldn't have passed altogether. They were in the backyard, wee Scottish mom, with a fenced-in backyard. Wait a minute, let me see. I'll show the house again. Let me find it. Wait. Here's a picture of them, you guys. Let me show you a picture of them. Here they are. Well, of course, they've got, I don't know why they've got that right up in their faces. Now, wait. This says homeowner had no idea friends were in the yard. I thought he was renting that property. Oh, that was a different game? Cat's Eye? I don't know, Chai, but please, 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 dress up your words for me, please. Hold on. It's fine. I just have to find it so I can remove it. Or did you already get it, Chai? Let me see. I don't want to, I'm trying to find it over here in my, oh, you got it, Chai. Thank you, Chai. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, we just have to be careful and dress up, the names of drugs and stuff like that. And look, you guys, I feel bad when I have to ask you guys to do that, or I have to go up and remove your comment. It's not that I don't read them at all. It's not that I don't read them. And, because, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. They froze the week of the 7th. Oh, okay, Cat's Eye, but it still had to be cold enough where they froze, right? I know, Chai. I apologize for having to even say anything because, I kind of hate that. And so, I've been trying to watch, some of the things I say too, because it's kind of not fair that you guys can't say things. And, I've been trying. I've been trying really hard, y'all. I absolutely have. So I also heard about this individual who was a scientist, right? And I was kind of looking for that. And I didn't get a chance to really go over everything that Ickemel had. Ickemel. I really like Ickemel. But this is the thing, with with their passing still being undetermined, we don't know. We absolutely can't say what happened. It's just weird to me how 3 grown men. Oh, thank you, Sky Maiden. Thank you so much. 3 grown men go out into someone's backyard. Maybe they were doing something out there, Chai. Maybe so. Maybe they were doing something that incapacitated them. I don't know. I wasn't there. But it just seems weird to me that he says that he's seen them leave, but then he didn't see them leave. So could he be saying that he's seen them leave, but possibly didn't know that they came back and ended up in the backyard? I mean, none of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. Like I said, if it was like 3 teenagers or something, hey, Misfit Mess, if it was 3 like teenagers and they were intoxicated, possibly see that scenario. But oh, it's okay, Vanita. Thanks for coming in. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. I really want to, when I follow this, There's a picture of the house. I'll make it bigger. It's got a really nice fenced-in backyard. And obviously, this area looks like a big gate, right? Looks like a big gate. I think they went to leave and decided to sober up first. Well, he said, I mean, Mr. Willis has said that they've left the cars there before, right? Maybe he's seen them walk out the door assuming they left. Well, wouldn't he have known before he went to bed? If he's seen them leave, wouldn't he have known that they were gone? You don't lock your doors when people leave your house. I mean, it just, no, Vanita, it'll probably take a little while to get the toxicology back from the coroner. One thing I do want to say, I hope people who cover this case are very respectful to these three men's family members. What's up, Simone? You know what I mean?
Hey.
What?
Knock, knock, knock. I need your phone.
Okay, hang on 1 minute. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just 1 second. Good news from my auntie. Coco, you're 45 minutes from it. It's really bad there. Are you mean that you mean like, are you talking about weather-wise bad or bad as in, well, Chai said it's kind of like Chicago. I'm glad you popped in, Coco. I ain't seen you for a while. I was wondering about you. I was thinking about you because I'm getting ready to air Pete back up, and I was like, Coco's going to want to see Pete because I know you probably miss Pete. Oh, crime and murder. Okay. All righty. Let me kind of change that word there, darling. I mean, let me get it up here. I can't even freaking get it up here. There we go. Don't take offense to it, Coco. I had to kind of delete that message, darling, because of the murder. I can't say it, murder. But yes, Pete is coming back, everybody. I wanted everybody to know. But I'm going to fill him with helium this time so I can just hang him from the ceiling. You're fine, Coco. You're fine. Don't be sorry. So I hope that people covering this case are respectable to the victims, because not every person who covers true crime, but some of the individuals that that I've come across that cover true crimes, they go and they find every rock gut thing that they can say about the victims and things like that. And oh no, Cat's Eye, you know Coco will get you for that, Cat's Eye. Coco, that's Coco's man. That is Coco's man. So, hey, AC. I just don't understand if 3 grown adult men, even if they're drinking, go out into a backyard, why were they incapacitated to the extent that, because they were all found in the backyard, right? How were they so incapacitated that not even one of them could go and get help? Let me stop sharing that. Okay. Right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, Lisa. That just doesn't make any sense. So, what I want to do with this story is I want to make sure that I don't get into hearsay or misinformation, right? I mean, seriously, you guys, why? Like I said, if it was one individual, I could see. What do you mean, we Scottish mom? What do you mean, okay, docs Lisa? Oh, you're not saying docs Lisa. You're saying okie dokie Lisa. You just didn't spell dokie right. Chai, yes, absolutely. People are going to dig in and find everything they can about these victims. And I'm uncomfortable with that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not this fabulous YouTuber with 1 million subs. I'll never get to 1 million, but you know, I don't know, you guys. I have a very hard time calling a lot of things out. You know, I really do. They're victims. They're victims. And even if they did that cat's eye, doesn't mean that they all wanted to unalive themselves together. Maybe they did do. Well, if there was a scientist involved, you never know. You never know. So maybe they'll get in. Now, there was a incident with this attorney. Okay, so let me see. At one time, the attorney was jailed with contempt when he told the judge he didn't have enough time to adequately form a defense for a man facing 16 charges. And he was also let go because of that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I definitely will get into it, dig into this a lot more. But it's hard for me to, how do you not know that 3 grown men are in your backyard like that? What's up, Blue Eyes Dumpling? Hey, Lisa A. How do you not know that? Hey, Jean. It is very bizarre. It is very bizarre. And why wait to come out with the fact that there was a 5th person there, right? Why would you wait and not put that out there? Oh, hang on. It can mail. And yes, go check out It Can Mail sometimes. Sometime he's It Can Mail's a pretty good true crime person. So again, our condolences to Rick Johnson's family, Clayton McGinney's family, and David Harrington's family. I just don't get it, y'all. Even if you knew, even if you're sitting there saying, even if you're sitting there saying that you've seen your friends leave, okay, so either they left through the front door or the back door. As cold as it was, why would they have went out the back door? Period. And yes, maybe they did go outside to maybe smoke a little pot or something. I don't know. Okay. Hey, that girl, I don't know. And, you know, obviously, Mr. Willis isn't saying a whole lot. But I will look into it a little bit more and see about who the 5th person was that was there. Because that's going to be really important, right? That's going to be something that's really important. All right. So 46 people is here, and ask me whatever you want. Ask me whatever you want. I'll just put it like that. I'm thinking, like, for instance, maybe they went outside to smoke a cigarette or something, got locked out. Yes, Guy Maiden, exactly. That's what I was saying. Why would they go to leave and not make it to the car? And see, May, that's what I was saying also, because we're not talking about 3 teenagers, right? From my understanding, Karen, not as far as I know yet, but I haven't pulled it up on YouTube. Okay. I have not pulled this case up on YouTube because I wanted to kind of, and I don't know if this makes sense to you guys. I kind of wanted to start this case without having a lot of noise in my head, right? Because sometimes when you go to cover a case or talk about the case, then and you watch some of the stuff on social media, it becomes you know, there sometimes, not every time, okay, there's a lot of noise, I call it, added to it. So I really want to try to stick with nothing but the facts on this one. Yeah, Coco. Yeah. So I'll find out what I can about this fifth guy. But that's almost what it sounds like, right? Maybe this Jordan Willis didn't like individuals smoking in his house, and maybe they went out to, I'm not saying they did, okay? I am not saying that they did do that. But right now everything's open. The possibilities are very open. Let me I'm gonna shut my door real quick, you guys. There's a dispenser. Oh, a dispensary. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think anybody that's getting any type of 420 like that should go to the dispensary. It is unsafe, in my opinion, to buy anything from the streets anymore. Which I don't do drugs like that. But as far as 420, I'm much more comfortable with anything that comes from a dispensary and not somebody's house, 420 is Mary Jane, Karen with a C. Like my shirt says. See my shirt? It is 420 somewhere. Okay? It is 420 somewhere. All right, let me shut my door real quick. I can hear my son. That's why I want to shut the door. "420 somewhere over the rainbow." You never heard it called that? That girl, you've heard it called 420. We just say it's 420 somewhere. That's right. Thank you, Sky Maiden. It's what people partake of. I think 420 was spiked. Good possibility, Lisa A. If that's what they were doing, right? Go smudge yourself. Go smudge yourself. Oh my God, you had me thinking something might be up with my Uggs. Do you have Ugg boots? I thought about getting me a pair of Ugg boots, but man, they're expensive. I don't think so, AC. I don't think so. But I'm going to keep my eyes open to see if that's a possibility. All right. So I've been on 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys something else that piqued my curiosity this morning. And did my son take my phone again? What did I do with my phone? I think he took my phone again. Anyhow, Uncle Jim, I love you. I am so glad that things are going good for you. And I'm sending a lot of love and a lot of prayers. Love you, guy. Yeah, me too, Coco. I don't do stuff. Oh, Nancy's singing. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Played a defense lawyer on the News Nation. He said the man walked them to the door and went to sleep on the couch. What's rude, May May? Thank you, wee Scottish mom. Well, I didn't see you being rude, May May. May May. Oh, no, you're not being rude, May May. Seriously. We just have to let me find where you said the DURGS. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. Look, this is the way. What do you mean? What am I showing you? Are you talking about my t-shirt? My t-shirt is a clock that the time is at 4:20. That's what I was showing you. Absolutely, Coco. The lawyer keeps changing his freaking story. Well, yeah, they do. It's the border, Sassy Ann. They collect a lot of different things. I'll have to, I got to pull that up on my phone because News Nation, they'd probably definitely strike me because they're way, way, way bigger than I am. I said, are you being rude? What are you showing us from this morning? Oh, now I get you, May May. Hey, wise old lady. Well, a lot of lawyers do go on News Nation. They go on there and talk about a lot of things. I mean, that's the way those lawyers are. They want to get out there and put the word out for the thing. Give me a minute. I got to go get my phone back from my son. So y'all be nice to each other and chat, and I know you will because you all are good people. Give me one moment. My son just, the doctor ordered him an inhaler. He's got asthma, and they're out of them everywhere until February. So everybody else is playing it. Yeah, but my ass always gets in trouble. I guess I could play it. I mean, hang on, I'll find it. Give me a minute, I'll find it. Hold on, I'll have to try to pull it up. Let me pull it up here, y'all. Yuba tuba. I just don't understand why, hang on, I'll have to I gotta find it first. Let me see if I can find you. Also, you guys, tomorrow I want to cover also, there was a manhunt in Illinois, and 8 people were unalive. Okay, this is a short. This is a short that, all right, let me see if I can find it here, y'all. Give me a minute. Give me a moment, Green Eyes. All right, let me see if this, let's hear what they say. This is News Nation. Let's see what they say on this one. Oh wait, wrong one. Sorry, y'all.
3 guys found dead outside of a friend's home
Trigger warning.
after they'd all gone over to watch a Kansas City Chiefs game with him, and the living friend whose home they'd gone to apparently never contacted the police. Joining us now is John Paserno, the attorney for the homeowner. What does he say happened here?
Well, at this time, he doesn't say anything different than what he's told police previously, that he has no knowledge of what happened to those young men after they left his home. He had no reason to go in the backyard. As you can see there, we've had recent snowstorms and that kind of thing. So he had absolutely no knowledge that they were out there. They were his friends. They were at his house socializing. If he had found them out there or if they were in danger, he would have called the police and tried to help them. He's a highly educated guy. He's a good guy. He has a full-time job. In no way would he try to harm his buddies.
And to be really clear, he didn't know that there were 3 dead, frozen friends outside his house.
Correct.
3 guys found dead outside of a friend's home after they'd all gone over to watch a Kansas City Chiefs game with him, and the living friend whose home they'd gone to apparently never contacted the police. Joining us now is John Paserno, the attorney for the homeowner.
I'll get it, Green Eyes. Hold on.
Well, at this time, he doesn't say anything different than what he's told police previously, that he has no knowledge of what happened to those young men after they left his home. He had no reason to go in the...
I just wanted to play that first. I'm not buying a lot of it either for some reason. Yeah, I know he was probably talking to Ashley Banfield. But let me find it. Let me find it here. Let me see if I can find it. Is it on her podcast? I don't know. Thank you, Miss Justice. Let me grab it and see if this is it. Let me put my ear pod in. Okay. Hang on. Give me a minute, y'all.
I had changed the locks, didn't even.
Give me a second. I'll find out. 2 days, Lisa Kleckner. 2 days. Thank you, Miss Justice. That is it. Give me just a second. Okay, you guys, I got it. I got it on my phone. What's up, H? All right, let's hear what this lawyer has to say. I am playing it on my phone, you guys, only because I'm trying real hard not to get copyright struck or go against terms of service or anything like that, because I am monetized now. And it's not that I really care, but they started running ads on my stuff, so why not take a piece of the pie for that? Sometimes if they don't let you monetize because of something that you've said or something that you showed, or sometimes if another creator monetizes their stuff and you show it, then you can't get your ad revenue from YouTube. They allow you to keep your super thanks and super stickers and stuff like that, and which is okay. I mean, I've gotten a few of those, but I just want you guys to know that at this point in time, I don't want members. I don't want to do memberships because I don't. I like to relate to everybody, and when you have members, you know, you do special things for members and stuff like that. Not that I'm saying anything against anybody having members, but I want all my people to be a H. What does that have to do with anything? I'm glad that you're a member of Jesus. I'm glad for you, H. I hope he treats you good. Okay? I hope he treats you well. I hope Jesus treats you good, H. All right, let's listen to this. I'm going to commentate on this. This is News Nation. Thank you, Miss Justice, for dropping that for me.
Jordan Willis, is he free and clear tonight, or is he still facing some kind of potential criminal exposure?
There was never any criminal charges. There is no case. The police have stated that this is not a homicide investigation, and they do not suspect foul play.
So he could do an interview. You'd be fine with him doing a TV interview because you now feel confident he has no concerns ahead of him.
He could do an interview if he chose to. As I advised him, as I advised
Thank
all my
you,
clients.
Lisa. Thank you so much.
He shouldn't say anything at this time until the investigation has been concluded.
I'm so curious about what could have possibly happened, as are so many people watching right now.
Now, let me say this. Thank you, Lisa A. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Karen with the C. Thank you guys so much. Makes me feel like I'm doing something productive. I do, Jean. I do like, I want you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Now he says that the guy could give a interview, but he says, I think let's wait until the investigation is over. That says a lot, you guys. That says a lot.
You are, and potentially even. Do you know from speaking to your client, were there drugs involved with the party, the football watching party that night?
There are some things I'm not going to be allowed to comment on based on confidentiality reasons. There were, in addition to the three gentlemen that are deceased, in addition to Jordan, there was one other individual that was present in the home. And I'm not going to comment on anything about the activities that were going on there other than the fact that they were there and they were socializing.
Okay, that says a lot to me. And it should say a lot to you guys. He's not wanting to talk about that. Right? Green Eyes is objecting already. So he doesn't want to discuss if they were using substances that night. And wouldn't you guys think it's a football game? What do people do when they're watching football? Especially a bunch of dudes. Right? Thank you, Sky Maiden. Thank you so much. You guys don't know how much that means to me. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. That means so much to me, you guys. It's exactly. That's right, H. You be partying.
It's interesting, though, that you would bring up that there was another person there other than the three who died, the owner of the home, and then this mystery man after the question I asked about drugs. Is there a reason for that?
No, just in fact, I learned a little bit more about this other individual today. And I also, it's my understanding that he spoke with police as well and that he supported what Jordan told law enforcement.
Okay, so the fifth person that was there, he's not saying his. Why aren't you saying his name? Why are you not saying his name, Mr. Attorney? H, why you crying? What do you mean I've been crying? Stop crying, H. May said, I bet he's related to a judge. You think so, May? You think there's a reason they're not saying this guy's name? But now he's saying, I'm not going to tell you this guy's name, but he's supporting everything that my client is saying. Make that make sense. No, we Scottish mom. The girl was not the fifth person. Thank you, Flies. Well, I think May, what they were talking about was the three outside deceased and Mr. Willis being the one in the house. I think that's what they talked about. But now, all of a sudden, there's a fifth person and they're not wanting to say who it is. Make that make sense.
And what we believe actually was going on at the time.
Has that fourth man and Jordan, have they spoken together since this tragedy unfolded?
Ooh.
I don't believe that they have.
And yet, it's your understanding that this fourth mystery person, whose name I hope will surface soon, his account of what happened that night is directly in correlation with Jordan's account.
Sure, and he's not a mystery person. He's one of the group of friends that they watch the game with. He's known to everybody. He's known to law enforcement. So he's not a mystery person. He's somebody there. And essentially, from my understanding, everything that he told the police is in line with what Jordan told the police, even though they were interviewed separately.
I'm so glad he's not a mystery person. What's his name?
I'm not going to provide his name if and when he chooses to go.
Wow. You're not going to give his name unless he chooses to? That's interesting that you said that, Chai. That's interesting that you said that. It almost makes you wonder, right? But they say that he's somebody that hung out with them all the time. May. May's got the call girls in on it. I think he said that it was a male. May. For sure. Kelly thinks it was someone that possibly was taking care of these substances in the area or in the home that night. I don't know.
Go public and say his name, then he can do that. He's not my client. I don't represent him. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Okay, I understand. Did your client ever leave the home from Sunday night and the football game until Tuesday when they discovered the bodies in his backyard? Did he ever leave and go outside the home?
No, I don't believe that he did. He's self-employed. He works out of his home. He stayed in the home the entire time from, the basic scenario is they had watched the Chiefs game at a couple of different places. They went back to his place, his home afterwards to play some video games and hang out. And at some point during that process, he got.
So they watched the game at a couple different places. They all knew each other from high school, Coco? Yeah, Green Eyes. They said the fifth person was a boy. So by stating that they watched it at a couple places, could they have started out at a bar? A sports bar, maybe? Good possibility. But he's not saying.
He got tired and he fell asleep. Before he fell asleep, they were going to leave. He actually escorted them to the door, said their goodbyes, opened the door. He went back on the couch and he crashed. And then when he woke up, they were gone. And during the day and a half that occurred, 2 days, I guess, because the police came at around 10 o'clock on Tuesday to his house, he was doing the things that he normally does inside of his home. And that he was.
So they watched the game on Sunday. They didn't even come to his home until Tuesday. So these three men are out in his backyard this whole time. Now, remember what his fence looked like, okay? Because he had a privacy fence, so none of the neighbors would have been able to see into his backyard if it was all privacy fenced, like the picture that I showed you guys of the house.
And he was sleeping, he was eating,
Can
he was working.
I back up?
Thank you,
Can I back up for a
AC.
moment there? Are you saying that your client, Jordan Willis, escorted the three victims to the door? He showed them to the door. Did they walk out the
It's
door?
not that formal, Ashley. He didn't escort them. They're his friends. Okay. They've been together all day. They're leaving the house. They're guys. They shake hands. They hug. See you later, bro. Whatever they did. But he left them as they were leaving the home. It's not unusual for him and his friends to spend time in each other's homes. It's not unusual for them to hang out when the other person isn't there even. And in this case, he was there. So for whatever reason, they either came back in the home or they went directly to the backyard. That part, no one knows the answer to. Jordan believes they came back in the house and hung out for a while and continued to play video games. And at some point, they went outside in the backyard.
But to be clear, they left those.
So they left. They left. He went to bed, but said at some point they must came back in. Oh my gosh, May. Let me say this. If now he moved out, the U-Haul, he moved out of the home. Okay, so the U-Haul, of course, I'm sure that law enforcement had to basically release him to allow him to move. They're withholding that one name for some reason. The three are closer. They could. This is what I don't understand. How does a woman break into your house and is screaming your name and you do not wake up, but the cops come and knock on the door and he gets up? See, that's what I don't understand either. He says he sees them leave, but he doesn't lock the doors or anything. Maybe he's seen the three leave and he didn't answer the door, or he didn't think to lock the door because person number 5 was still there. So if he's seen his 3 buddies leaving and person number 5, who we don't know who that was still there, he wouldn't have had any reason to lock the doors, right?
Those 3 men left the house. Jordan saw them leave the house.
He said goodbye to them. He laid down and he crashed, and they went out the front door. Yes.
They went out the front door. He witnessed them leaving the front door of his house.
Sure. Yeah. After he said goodbye to them, he was hanging out. He went back on the couch and he slept. So at some point, they decided either to come back inside the house and hang out for a while, or they went out on the backyard.
If he watched them leave, said goodbye, and laid down on the couch, you're not going to tell me that 3 grown men, excuse me, coming back into the house, he wouldn't have woke up. He wouldn't have heard them. Make that make sense. I don't know, AC. I'm assuming that the 5th person obviously left, right? Because we're talking about 2 days. We're talking about 2 days that they were out back of this guy's house. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense.
Backyard and hung out, which, due to the cold temperatures, I don't believe that's the case. I think they probably came back inside and continued to play video games and hang out for a while before they left.
Can you just tell me if there's anything in the backyard of interest? Is there a fire pit? Is there something? Is there a barbecue? Is there something of interest in the backyard that would have drawn them to go there?
You know, I don't know what's in the backyard. I've never been to the house. What I know is what you know from these pictures here. It was a really cold night, so I doubt that anybody would be out there socializing. You know, typically when guys are hanging out or people are hanging out at the house, people will go outside.
Do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe that this man is Mr. Willis's lawyer and that he hasn't seen pictures of that man's house and his backyard? I don't believe you, Mr. Attorney. If you're his lawyer, you're going to know what the F is going on, man? In my opinion, you're going to have seen pictures of this guy's backyard. If the fifth person left, they had to go out the front door. Wouldn't they have noticed the other guy's car? Well, he said that Mr. Willis said that his friends would come over and sometimes leave their cars, which tells you that they obviously had partied and done things before where they possibly called an Uber to go home or whatever. Obviously they didn't try to go back in. It's confusing. It's very confusing. Oh, sorry.
Randomly to smoke or do whatever, get some fresh air, and then come back in. Other than that, I can't speculate about what else was going on out there.
So fascinating. John Paserno, I hope you'll come back. And can you just formally put a request into your client, Jordan Willis, that we'd really like to interview with him when he's ready?
Sure. And, he's as much in the dark as you are and as I am, and we all want answers to find out what happened to these lifelong, two of them he went to high school with, so he's known them for over 20 years. They're his friends. He's deeply hurt by their passing, and he wants answers as much as everyone does.
It's heartbreaking for these three families as well. I really appreciate you talking to me tonight. Thank you, John.
Now, why does he feel like he needs a lawyer? You only need a lawyer when you've been charged with a crime. Well, I mean, May, if law enforcement came to my home and said, your friends are out back of your house in your backyard, passed away, I think I would probably get a lawyer too. AC said, I have a feeling something was happening in the house that wife and girlfriends aren't going to like when it comes to the light. Well, I mean, honestly, I think that they all got together, that they all, for a fact, was at one location watching the game. They decided to come back to Mr. Willis's home and play video games and stuff, which is weird to me because, I mean, is that what guys their age do in their late 30s? Do guys still get together and play video games? Somebody done somebody wrong song. Gosh, that's an old song. Somebody. I can't even remember it. I know what you're talking about, though. H says, yes, we do. Okay, H. But, okay, so he says bye. They walk out the front door. He falls asleep on the couch. When did he get up and go to bed? When did you get up and go to bed? Well, excuse me, you guys. If May, he watched them leave, I would assume that they had their coats on. It sounds like Marie. Marie, you got him doing some really naughty things. None of it makes sense. So he watched him walk out. but then he didn't know they left. See, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Because when you go back and you look at, okay. Oh, it can meld. You're right in the middle of it. I was trying to read it. So the game kicked off at 3:25 p.m. Central Time. So they watched the game in one location that they're not giving out. But law enforcement says that they are not investigating this case as a homicide. Okay, Coco, thank you for coming in chat today. I appreciate you. What do you mean, Marie? We never knew who he was with. $3 exactly, Coco said. The game ended almost 3 hours later. Exactly. Well, I'm sure they had their car keys, May. But they were out there for 50 hours or more. They were outside around 50 hours. In extreme temperatures. So then on Tuesday is when the, well, nothing, Poppy, kept them from leaving. If they walked out, oh, was that put out in the Daily Mail, Chai? Hang on. Hold on. So he is yeah, but I don't know what that would, I don't know what that would be. Hang on, y'all. I'm trying to pop through here and I'll pull up the Daily Mail. Give me a minute. Please dress up your words, y'all. Like unalived and different things like that. It's confusing to all of us, H. It is very confusing to all of us. Kansas City, Karen. Yeah, something don't smell right, does it, flies? At all. Something doesn't make sense. So we had one of the men's fiance showed up at the house, started banging on his door, but he wouldn't answer. So she broke into the basement. She found one man unalive on the back porch. It's what they're saying. She found one man unalive on the back porch, called the police, who found the other two in the backyard. So Mr. Willis let him search the property, and they didn't need to get a search warrant. I don't know, Chai. I mean, yeah, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Well, that's confusing, Poppy. I get what you're saying. I mean, that's could possibly be true, Green Eyes. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. We're not going to know what we're in. We're not going to know what was in their systems until after the coroner releases it. I couldn't imagine. But I mean, she did. She broke into his house. And I think I probably would have too. I mean, if you go over to a residence where your fiance was last seen, and for 2 days, this man won't answer the door. I know sometimes, depending on what they're looking for, a toxicology report can even take up to a month sometimes. So, but they're saying they didn't find any signs of foul play, is what they're saying. A lot of things definitely don't add up. And of course, the family's going to feel like that Mr. Willis should be charged with something, right? Okay. So the brother of, I believe it was Mr. Harrington, maybe, said that his brother was a smart man. There was no way that he would just sit outside and freeze. There's no way that these 3 grown men walk out that back door and sit down to have something like that happen. What was the guy doing when he was in bed, Benita? Allegedly, he was in bed with earpods in and a fan going. Well, Blythe, you know we always appreciate theories around here. Opinions and theories with no repercussions. So that's why You know what we do over here? We like to say, if it's an opinion, put a O. If it's a theory, put a T. Granny's late. Granny, you're late. We will give you a pass, okay? We will give you a pass. I don't believe. I just don't believe that 3 grown adult men, but you guys do know, right? When people are partaking in an alcoholic beverage, maybe they didn't feel as cold as what they really were. And sometimes when it's really cold out, it will knock the breath out of you, right? It will knock the breath out of you. Yeah. None of them had their phones, and I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they got a hold of a substance that, wasn't what it said it was. I mean, and please don't name substances off in the chat unless you dress them up. But look at the stupid prank that went wrong. Well, that's a good theory there, right? So I can't say that they were doing anything like that. But look at that one substance, and I'm not going to name it. Everybody know what I'm talking about. That they do where them people just stand there. They just stand like they're frozen, right? I don't know. I'm not saying that these individuals were doing any substances because I don't know. And of course, they're not going to say until, of course, the test results come back. They all say that these guys were all very on track with their lives, and so he's trying to say that he didn't even know about the messages that were sent until later on. Yeah, one was on the back porch and 2 was in the backyard. I mean, that's a great comment, Mimi, or May. Mimi. That's a great comment, May, because you would think if they had keys to the car, they would have just got in, and even if they weren't in the condition to drive, they still could have gotten the car and turned the heat on. Oh my gosh, flies. I ain't playing. There's no way I would do that. But he let police come in without having to get a warrant. It's sad because I don't think that if there was nefarious stuff going on, we're not going to know it until the coroner's report comes out. People were banging on that People were, this is what I found interesting. When the girl was banging on the door and then ended up going through the basement, right? So she was banging on the door. She goes into the basement. Somehow she finds the person on the back porch. She calls the cops. When the cops came, this is what's weird. When the cops came, now he didn't hear this girl going off and screaming, right? But yet the cops come. He answers the door. And he answers the door in his boxer shorts with an empty wine glass in his hand. Make that make sense. The girl's flipping out, and believe me, she's probably freaking finding someone on that back porch. She probably freaked. I would have freaked. I would have freaked out, right? 3 men just don't go outside and freeze, while their friend stays inside, and only when police show up comes outside in his boxers with a freaking empty wine glass in his hand. Like he'd just been chilling out for 2 days while your friends are outside, passed away. It does, even, this is the thing, even if those cars were sitting outside, get it, Green Eyes? Please open up. I bet they were like, bam, bam, bam. I bet they wasn't being nice about it. I can guarantee you that. The cars were still outside. After a couple days, I would be like, why are their cars still out there? I would be calling somebody if they were there on Sunday, I would have been calling somebody by Monday afternoon. Hey, don't forget y'all's cars, right? Hey, are you guys all right? Your cars are still out there. Yeah, they didn't go, well, from what we know, AC, they didn't go anywhere. Goodness sake, y'all, I've been on here 2 hours. All right, are you guys sick of me yet? Are y'all sick of me yet? So the mother of David Harrington, who's a victim, said one of the neighbors told the police that his friends froze. Right? They do have a GoFund. They do have a GoFundMe. Y'all can check into that if you want to. Some of these people were fathers, right? How sad. How sad. Now, let me pull this up. I want to look at this. Hang on a minute. Let's see, that's me. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger, paradoxical undressing. Okay, hang on. Okay, we're going to talk about something called paradoxical. Hang on. Paradoxical hypothermia. Okay, let's see what this says. In addition to the common findings associated with hypothermia, we especially wanted to examine the so-called paradox reaction, which refers to the undressing of persons in a state of severe hypothermia. I am not saying that these people were found without their clothes on. I am not saying that. Yeah, the dogs were supposedly at his dad's. Absolutely. But when you're talking about hypothermia, so what happens is, okay, why do you take your clothes off when you have hypothermia? So paradoxical undressing might be explained by changes in peripheral vasoconstriction in someone who is deeply hypothermic, right? It's usually the last effort that a victim follows right before passing. Okay, so let's get into the 5 stages of hypothermia. Mild hypothermia, there's 5 stages: mild, moderate, severe, apparent, unaliving, and unaliving. Okay, so what happens? This is just basic. What happens when you get severe hypothermia? You actually feel heat. Okay. All right. Let me tell you guys. I can explain it better, I guess, if I give you. So, what happens is your body dilates blood vessels in a last attempt to warm your body up. So, what happens is your blood vessels are like going full force, right? Trying to warm your limbs and stuff. And that is pretty much with severe hypothermia what your body will do. We know that there are, you get cold, you shiver, right? You get shallow breath. It becomes hard to breathe. the coldest temperature that a body can survive in, I'll say allegedly, because it's probably different. So when the body is cooled down to induce hypothermia to protect patients during open heart surgery, as well as victims of stroke, seizures, and liver failure, 56.7 degrees is the coldest anyone has ever been and survived. So when you start having hypothermia, shivering is likely the first thing that you'll notice when your temperature starts to drop. I know everybody, thank you, Simone. I know everybody has shivered from being cold sometime in their life, right? So the body's going to try to warm itself. Then you start slow speech, you start murmuring. Have you guys ever been so cold and actually tried to talk? Right? Yeah, that was gosh, Granny, I'm trying to remember the name of that movie. It was a soccer team that crashed, and yeah, I know who you're talking about. I think this is interesting. If a person is suffering severe or profound hypothermia, they are likely to be unconscious, experience decreasing strength, decreasing pace and regularity of heartbeat, slow and irregular breathing, no nervous reflexes, and no pain responses. So sometimes, if you are cold, you're not going to feel a lot of pain. You're going to know that you're freaking cold. I think that may be it, AC. I think that may be it. Yeah, in the Andes. And fortunately, some survived and some didn't, so. But I've been on here 2 hours and 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk and the case that we're talking about today. I will keep up on it. Promise. I also want to check back in with the Viper case, I'll call it. The rapper, Viper the rapper. I want to check back into that. I haven't pulled up anything new on that yet. So we will keep track of this one and keep track of the other one. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Granny. I appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out with me. And you know, I'm nothing fancy, and I say my channel's low budget, which it is low budget. I mean, that's the truth. But I do appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for the super thanks, and Lisa A and Sky Maiden and AC. Thank you guys for that. That means a lot to me. I'm not going to quit talking about summer. I'm not. And yeah, Wee Scottish Mom, I did get your email. And I'm going to get all those emails together and try to get everybody together so we can have a mod meeting. But like I said, I'm not going to quit talking about summer. And right now, there's nothing new in Summer's case. But I will give you guys this. Somewhere in my content is Ernie Shell having the conversation with Don Wells. It's in my content somewhere. I don't know. The person that they're talking about with the vehicle, that I don't know why they're making a big deal of it out of it now. I talked about that a long time ago. Okay. This Charger, or I can't even remember what it was. It's been so long since I talked about it. Jeremy Dugan is the one who said that that vehicle was spotted in Beach Creek the day Summer went missing. The individual who allegedly owned that vehicle, his name was Lieutenant Sumi. That's why Jeremy Dugan kept calling him dummy. It was, and it's out there. I'm not doxing Lieutenant Sumi. It's out there. That's also, no, I privatized that. My content that I have on Andrew, I privatized that stuff. There's one person I know for a fact that is going to get anything that she wants from anything that I have on him. Why would he say that's not the truth? I don't know if it's true or not, right? I don't know if it's true that that vehicle was in the Beach Creek area or not. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if it's fact. All I know is I know where it came from, and it came from Jeremy Dugan from Human Aid Solutions. I've even played Jeremy's content a couple times from when he talked about it. So what do I think about the photos? I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it next time. I don't want to get into a lot of Summer stuff on this live. But keep your questions. Write down your questions that you might have when I talk about Summer's case. And I will try to answer any question that you have. I will pull my notes up, and we will go with the notes that I have. I don't know. Keep your questions and ask me next time when I cover Summer's case. So I will probably do that tomorrow. I will probably do that tomorrow. So, but I'm going to get off here right now. I've been on here 2.5 hours. Like I said, Lisa and Sky and AC, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I never know if I'm doing good or not. I just, try to get on here and have conversations with y'all. And I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate all my mods. Thank you, everybody who came in today and was very respectful. I appreciate everybody being respectful to each other in chat. Why would you say that's your new name, Granny? Don't talk about yourself like that, girl. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do right now, Green Eyes. So, anyhow, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you so much. Yes, we're gonna do, I don't know. You guys want me to roast somebody? Are we due for a good roasting? Y'all think of who you want me to roast. Thank you, Marie. I think we're due for a roasting. Y'all try to figure out who you want me to roast, and I'll roast them for you. I always have fun roasting people, for sure. Oh, yes, AC, it's going to be you. No, I'm not going to roast you, AC. Ernie? Oh, that would be funny. Maybe. I have something you can look at interesting. Email it to me, Green Eyes, then. Email it to me, and I'll definitely look at it for you. For sure, for sure. Unless you have it on your channel in your shorts or something. 2 suspects arrested in Beach Creek. Is that the, 2 suspects of what? I'm Googling it. Lordy, Lordy. All right, there's, how long ago was it? Hang on, Green Eyes. Some enchanted evening, you may meet a stranger. All right. May, is that from May? She was 20 and he was 38. I've seen that guy before. Hawkins County Sheriff's Office recently made drug burglary and assault charges on 3 different calls. They investigated a break-in at about 7:55 on May 17th, Cave Ridge Road. Around 3:40, a woman later identified as Raven Amber Reed, 20 of Rogerville, was seen walking up driveway with the homeowner's children and entering through a side door. That would kind of tell me that obviously the homeowner's children knew her. Okay. Hold on. 3:40, walked up driveway, side door, owner kids, came back, went in again. The cat napped, the cat in front of the kids, bottom driveway. All right. Well, I will talk about that tomorrow. I don't want to get into 2 different topics anymore. I kind of want to, keep my topics, on point. So I will look at that and talk about it tomorrow when I talk about Summer's case. And let me just say this before I leave, and I'm getting my butt off here. Why do creators come out and think that it's important to why do people want to come out now and act like that they're giving out new information about the case and stuff like that when obviously what they put out before wasn't relevant in finding her? Okay, I'm just going to say that. But I will definitely talk about that tomorrow. Green Eyes, thank you for bringing that to my attention. And that's interesting, but I would like to look at it before I commentate on it. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. 4 o'clock, Sassy. Definitely at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I can't go on early tomorrow. Definitely at 4 o'clock. Thank you guys. Thank you, Patty. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I always say I'm going to try real hard not to go over 2 hours, but I do enjoy talking with you guys. And, you know, you guys always have interesting stuff to say. And, no, I don't, Granny. I've never heard of her or watched her, but if she's interesting, send me your link in an email and I'll go check her out. Thank you, Flies, for being in the bushes. I know that you're in the bushes and I appreciate you. Yes, tomorrow will be only about Summer. Like I said, please get your questions ready. If I can answer them, I will do my very best to do that. If there's new pictures of Summer out, I haven't got a chance to see them. I do have my opinions on it, but I will definitely. Okay, Granny, I'll write that down. I will be happy to look into that. For sure. Oh, I can roast your honey. I don't know if I want to do that. You'll come at me later. I know you will. You'll be like, why'd you talk about my honey like that? So I appreciate, thank you guys for being so supportive of me and my channel. It does mean a whole lot to me. I do appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for the super thanks and stuff. That means a lot to me too, because every time I get one, I feel like I'm going to cry. And then I have to, that's even worse, Lisa. Why are you describing pictures? I could describe pictures. I'll give you my email, Granny. I'll put it in there right now for you. No crying aloud. That's right. All right. I am going to end this with the lovely music from my Ma Damaris, who allowed me to use this music for my intro and outro. And I appreciate him so much. I think we've almost got him to, I don't know how many subs he's got right now, but we're getting you there, Damaris. We're getting you there. They were too nude-like. Thank you, Vanita. I'll I'll check into it, Lisa. I'll check into it and see. Welcome out of the bushes. All right, this is Damaris's music. You guys, oh, from the bushes, flies, can somebody drop Damaris's link really quick, please? So I appreciate you guys. It don't cost a dime to be kind. If you got to get a little feisty, go right ahead. Please feel free to email me. I do try to look at my email every day, if not every other day. And I definitely try to, correspond back with you guys. And I do appreciate people sending me their opinions and their theories and stuff like that. It's always very interesting. And, for sure. There you go. There's Damaris's. All right, here we go. Damaris is going to lead us out of this live. Have a good night, everybody. My ear's kind of bothering me. Freaking weird. My ear is kind of bothering me today. This weather sucks. It's raining. It's nasty. All right, you guys, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Please write your questions down. I love questions about Summer's case. Y'all know if I can't answer them, we will find the answers. Thank you from the bushes for subbing to Damaris. It's all good.